Greetings everyone, and welcome to the first showcase video for SCP Lockdown version 1.2. In this video, that Martin guy, will showcase all the anomalous and non-anomalous objects that the mod currently has to offer. To get started with the mod, we will need to collect scraps of paper. We collect scraps of paper by killing mobs like this chicken. The amount of scraps you collect depends on the strength and difficulty of the mob you kill. For example, a chicken will drop a single scrap, while a wither will drop 100. By combining 3 scraps of paper and a piece of leather like this, you will obtain the SCP recipe book. When opened, you can see every single crafting recipe the mod has to offer. You can use the scroll wheel to move through the pages. Like it says on the top, it's also sorted alphabetically, so bone meal comes before a seaming crate, for example. Before we showcase the anomalous objects, we're going to showcase the non-anomalous items. And at first, we have the Arrowproof Vest, which while worn, makes you immune to the damage of arrows. Next up, we have the flashlight, which while activated, will light up the world at a cursed position. Please note that this will cause a low flag on some machines. Next up, we have the night vision goggles. While equipped, these will make the world a lot more green. However, if you turn it to nighttime and go inside this cave, you will notice that the cave is still very dark. Pressing N will fix this by activating the night vision. We recommend not using this during the daytime or in a bright area, since it can quite easily blend in with the world. Pressing N again will disable the night vision and make things a lot more clear. Next is the item display plate and the shelf, both of which can be used to store and display items. Right-clicking them again will obtain the item. Next, we have the office chair, the simple chair, and the toilet, all of which can we sit upon. Eventually, your flashlight and night vision goggles are going to run out of power. When this happens, your flashlight will turn on, and your night vision goggles won't display any green or light up the world at all. To remedy this, you can give them batteries. Each battery gives 4000 ticks of use. More batteries than crafting table gives more power. Now your night vision goggles are going to work again. And so is your flashlight. Next up is a sliding door. This door can only be opened with power, and when it does, it will slide open. Normally you can't pass through it at all, but when opened, you can pass through it with no problem. Next up, we have the keycard reader. The keycard reader can be powered with any appropriate keycard. You can determine the level of the keycard reader by using a screwdriver. You can go from level 1 all the way to level Omni, where the only card that can be used is Omni card, and not any other card. Note that if you are in creative mode, you can use your hand to use the keycard reader as well. Next is the computer, which when right-clicked will open a UI. In this top text field, you can enter any URL. After doing so, it will set the URL of the computer, and once you right-click it again, we'll post that URL in chat, which allows you to go to that website. If you right click it with a screwdriver, you can edit the URL once again, and also you can change what text to display it down here. Lastly, for the non-anomalous objects, we have the document crafter. When right-clicked, you will open a GUI, which will allow you to purchase SCPs and their labels. You can purchase the label by feeding in some paper and typing in the name of the SCP you'd like a label for, then pressing the purchase label button. The label can be placed on a wall like this. Next, to create the SCPs, you type in the name of the SCP you want, which will tell you how many scraps of paper you need to create it. After feeding in the appropriate amount of paper, you can press the Purchase Document button. This will give you the document of the SCP, which can then be placed in the world, like I will show you next. When a document is right-clicked, it will usually create a structure like this. After heading inside, you will usually notice a set of computers like this, which contain the link to the SCP's article, and also the SCP label. SCP-006 is a spring of water, which when you jump into it, will grant a large absorption and regeneration effect, which lasts for 1 hour. SCP-008 is stored in a syringe like this. We recommend using a hazard suit when handling the SCP. Once an animal is injected with the virus, it will eventually turn hostile. After 3 minutes, the animal will turn hostile. If you take off your hazard suit, you will also become infected. After 3 minutes, stage 1 of the zombie plague will start, giving you weakness, minor fatigue and slowness. 10 minutes after the stage 1 infection, you will reach stage 2, which will worsen the effects previously mentioned. 10 minutes after the stage 2 infection, you will start taking damage. Creating a zombie in your place. SCP-009 is a block of red ice. Stepping on the block will damage you. Punching the block will also damage you. However, if you use a tool, you will not take damage, and you can harvest the block with a shovel. Occasionally, the red ice block will also spread to nearby water blocks, like this. SCP-023, the Black Shuck, is a big black dog, which is also aggressive. Observing the dog will mark you. 10 minutes after being marked, the Black Shuck's curse will kill the player. At the body's location, your items will turn to ash, and there will also be burnt bones. SCP-049, the Plague Doctor, is a hostile entity. Trying to fight him, make him talk. He will also randomly talk when he gets a new target. He also inflicts poison on his attacks, and dying to him will create a zombie of yourself. SCP-053, the young girl, will make all mobs around her aggro to her. When attacked, the young girl will reflect the attack, doing heavy damage. She will also automatically make the player attack her every few seconds. SCP-063, the world's best toothbrush, will instantly destroy any block after holding down the right click button for a second. Note that it cannot destroy unbreakable blocks. SCP-087 is a deep stairwell. While inside of the stairwell, you will get an anxiety effect, making the screen go blurry. You also cannot place any blocks, like torches, on the walls, and any other light source, like a flashlight or night vision goggles, will not work. After walking down several flights of stairs, you will eventually reach the bottom, which will have SCP-087-1 guarding it. Killing him will give a large amount of XP and paper scraps, as well as give you access to his chest, containing some loot. SCP-109, the Infinite Canteen, works as an infinite source of bone meal. However, it's also very slow. SCP-111 Dragon Snails come in many variations. They can be bred with any vegetable, like a beetroot or a carrot. Breeding smaller dragon snails. When fed with a poisonous potato, they will burn the ground. Punching them will also burn the ground. Otherwise, they are very friendly. SCP-131 iPods come in two variations, yellow and brownish red. iPods can be tamed by petting them. And will follow you just like a dog would. SCP-143, the Bladewood Grove, is a grove of Bladewood trees. You can harvest the wood and the leaves from the Bladewood trees. Putting a Bladewood log into a furnace will create processed logs. Processed logs can be surrounded with 8 Bladewood leaves to create a sturdy material, which in turn can be used to create a sturdy armor set and tool set. Note that if your inventory is full and you cannot pick up the leaves, they will hurt you. SCP-148 Telekill ore is an ore that can be found in the world of Minecraft and mined with a pickaxe. Smelting the ore in a furnace will give you a Telekill ingot. This ingot can in turn be used to create the Telekill tool set, Telekill armor set, and also Telekill batteries, which are 3 times as powerful as normal batteries. SCP-173, the sculpture, is completely immobile while being observed. However, if you look away, he will move towards you. You cannot attack the sculpture with normal weapons and must use a pickaxe. SCP-178, the 3D specs, allow you to see laceration ghosts. These entities are completely invisible while not wearing glasses. Attacking or merely touching the laceration ghosts will aggro them all towards you. SCP-261, the pan-dimensional vending machine, will, once fed with a gold ingot, give you a random food item. This can be done however many times you want. SCP-294, the coffee machine, requires, like it says, 3 iron ingots, a bottle or a bucket to be activated. Using a bucket, will allow you to choose any liquid in the game, and after pressing dispense, it will give you a bucket version of that liquid. Using a bottle instead will allow you to use any potion effect in the game. SCP-330, take only 2, is a bowl of candy. Taking 1 candy is completely allowed, and so is taking a second piece of candy. However, upon taking 3 candies, you'll die. SCP-409, the Contagious crystal, will spread very slowly over the world. If not stopped, it will eventually take over the entire world. If stepped upon by a mob, it will take damage, and eventually turn into crystals. Players do not turn into crystal, but still take damage. 20 minutes after a crystallized mob is crystallized, it will explode. SCP-458, the Infinite Pizza Box, will give you pizzas whenever you are hungry. Like the name suggests, this is infinite. SCP-472, the Bloodstone, is a gemstone that will cause a variety of psychological effects upon the player while he is standing near it. Initially, the player will reach stage 1. This will cause anxiety, as well as you hearing your own heartbeats. You can leave the presence of the Bloodstone at any time. However, note that if you are doing this in the later stages, it will take longer for the effects to expire. 2 minutes after initial exposure, the player will be struck by paranoia and anxiety, as well as the heart frequency increasing. 4 minutes after reaching stage 2, the player will reach stage 3, which will cause anxiety, paranoia and guilt. Guilt will create illusions of any mob you have killed. You will also begin hearing whispers, and the screen will turn red. 4 minutes after reaching stage 3, the player will reach stage 4. The whispers will turn into screams, and you will gain a huge slowness debuff. You will also have a very small chance of dying instantly. Finally, 5 minutes after you reach stage 4, you will reach stage 5, where the screams will turn into these demonic sounds. SCP-513, the rusty cowbell, will occasionally, once long, create an entity known as SCP-513-1. As you can see right here, observing the SCP will cause anxiety for 30 seconds, and trying to sleep will make him attack you. Approaching SCP-513-1, make him disappear. If you want, you can store the rusty cowbell in a gel block like this. SCP-822, the Landime Cacti, are a type of cactus that once approached will explode. SCP-914, the Clockworks, is a large machine that will process items. An example of an item it can process is a bone. By putting the bone in the input slot, closing the lid, and putting it on course, and when pressing activate, will create bone meal in the output slot. Similarly, putting a golden apple in the input slot, putting the machine on very fine, and pressing activate, will create a notched apple. Do note that the cogs in the machine are dangerous, and touching them can kill you. A full list of the items the Clockworks can process, as well as how long each item takes to process, can be found in the description. SCP-939, with many voices, is a creature that can imitate other mobs. For example, a sheep, a villager, or a bat. However, they are in fact very hostile and will chase any prey. SCP-1000, Bigfoot, is a creature that is usually very neutral. However, they are very protective of their children and will attack anyone nearby as long as a child is close to them. SCP-1025, the Encyclopedia of Common Diseases, is a book that once read will give you a random potion effect that is negative. SCP-1048, the Build-A-Bear, is a bear that will roam the lands of Minecraft grabbing resources. For example, in this chest we have some iron ingots, and right here we have a villager. The bear will take the ears of the villager, as well as any iron ingots nearby. After enough time has passed and enough resources have been obtained, the Build-A-Bear will create 2 more bears, one made with ears and one made with iron. The bears will follow the original Build-A-Bear. Trying to attack the Build-A-Bear will make him teleport. SCP-1162, the hole in the wall, is a hole in the wall. Once right-clicked, you will obtain an item you have dropped and lost while playing Minecraft. However, you will lose a random item that you have in your inventory. You can grab back any item you've lost through the hole in the wall as well. However, if you do not have any item in your inventory, you will instead have a body part taken from you. You can find this body part in the hole as well.